right, and we are
My
live.
face is.
Hey everyone.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. I'll do the intro, I guess. Welcome back to Sustainable Kitchen, which is our weekly Tuesday night stream for ECM at K-State. Last week we decided against having it so that we could go to the protest that was held in Aggieville and Triangle Park. However, this week we're back and we're here just kind of hanging out this week. We are going to be doing taste tests of all of the real food, live food from the past month, all of the Ethiopian food, and we're going to be talking a little bit about freezer friendliness, how you can incorporate using the freezer into attaining like a more healthier, sustainable diet. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think Amelia can take it away with our first thing, which is our game.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we're good. Told everyone. There we go. We'll move it on. There we go. And you can take it away whenever you're ready.
No problem. So this week's opening game is called Frankenstein's Freezer. And the whole point is I'm going to give you a food scenario, and you have to decide whether you eat it or you don't. And hopefully in your everyday life, you don't have to rely on such questionable foods. But we're gonna pretend you're like on a stranded island and the only thing around is this weird freezer full of food. And you're already pretty hungry and your goal is to eat as much safe food as you can, like stuff that won't give you food poisoning. Not necessarily stuff that will taste good, just not give you food poisoning. This is like our level of quality for this game. Alright, you guys ready?
Hold on. Are we supposed to start at half health? Is that what's up?
Yeah, start at about half health.
Okay. Just
I really
second.
like that cute little picture of, I don't know what they're eating, but
There we go.
I really like the Rick and Morty-esque banana.
The Rick and Morty banana.
You see it? It just looks like something off that show.
it does. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I was like, is that the Rick and Morty? But that's a pickle.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty is a pickle.
Maybe this
it's
was
just-
like, like what if Rick and Morty were bananas? Anyway, we ready? Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, absolutely. I'm about ready to puke. It's almost a guarantee for
Okay.
me.
Okay, first thing you come across is some freezer burnt chicken. Pretty bad. They open and close their door apparently a lot. It's got some weird spots on it from the freezer burn. What are you guys thinking?
I'm immediately thinking of throwing it in a crock pot and letting it stew for 9 hours straight, but I don't feel like that's an option. Are we just
Oh, you
talking about
don't
like cooking it and eating it, and like straight up?
Yeah, you don't have to eat it raw. Obviously, you shouldn't eat chicken raw. Like, don't do that. You
But the
theoretically could
salmonella
have
will end me
stove.
suffering quicker.
You have to eat things straight out of the freezer, like still frozen.
Chicken popsicle. Oh, that's unpleasant. Alright, what are you guys thinking?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'll have to pass on
Because-
eating this.
What? Okay, so freezer burn things, even though they might taste they may not taste epic, especially because they get a little dry. Freezer burn doesn't actually hurt the food.
Oh,
Oh, we've
so we go actually for getting it wrong. We get less health than that because now we're more hungry. Wow, sad.
that's unfortunate.
That is surprising. I guess I thought that it would do some weird microbial thing to that. I gotta say I've done this and it's fine.
Yeah, I would absolutely eat this. Has it Well, I mean, is it opened? Is there mold in there? Oh, did we lose Amelia?
Amelia? Oh no. Okay, you
Do you
froze
guys
for a
see the picture yet? I think it's being a little laggy right now.
It is a
Woo! Do
smidge
you still
laggy,
see the
yes.
freezer bird?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
That was like a solid 30 seconds.
Oof. It happens. All right, so I think Mary and I are both in the club of we're gonna eat this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's perfectly fine. You can, in theory, freeze things indefinitely. They may not come out tasting good, but in terms of safety, you're fine on that one.
Well, that's always good. All right, cool.
That's always
Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah.
My family's definitely done this one, so
Oh,
we'll just leave it at that.
I mean, are we talking about? I guess is it cooked already or is it raw turkey again?
No, it's raw. It's raw.
All right, so I gotta cook it.
Yeah. So after it thaws, you're gonna cook it.
I would eat it. I feel like that's how most people prepare their turkeys.
What about you, Mary?
I feel like there's a trick in this one or something, but yeah. I mean, I would guess that it would be okay, but I also feel like it might just
What's
not
your
be okay.
guess?
Huh?
Oh.
Oh, you're kind of cutting out a bit. I haven't heard your final guess on this.
I think you're lagging on your end again, unfortunately.
How about okay? I feel like we've done the same answers. So are you saying yes?
I say I would eat it.
So I'll
Yes.
say no, just to mix things up.
Yeah, I
Alright.
can't hear anything from you right now.
Oh no!
Technical
Oh, there we go.
difficulties.
We need
Alright,
a screen and a little theme song whenever we have this problem, like technical difficulties. Boom.
Oh, I mean, I could do that, but I don't really want to.
That's fair.
But okay, so I'm gonna eat it, and Mary's going to not.
Okay. Yeah, this one isn't safe. So there's 3 safe ways to thaw something. You can put it in the fridge. You can put it in cold water. Emphasis on the fact that it's cold. And you can heat it up in the microwave. Especially with really big pieces of meat, if you leave it on the counter in warm water, the outer edges or like all the juices will heat up to an area that's really productive for bacteria, which depending on the website is like 40 degrees to about 100 to 140 degrees, and bacteria is like multiplying. Woo!
But I mean,
And so,
we're gonna bake it for like 4 hours.
well, yeah, but if you give it like overnight time for that bacteria to reproduce and do its thing, you're also going to get like spores that aren't necessarily killed in high heat. Like your best bet is just to not give them the chance.
That's why you gotta do a lot of lemon juice on that turkey. You know, just a little acid to kill everything else.
So was the third one just like setting it out on the counter? You said cold water, fridge.
It's the microwave.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the counter's the same problem as the warm water. Like the outer edges and the juices are still in that range for bacteria
That makes sense.
most of the time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of people do run warm water all over their turkey for 3 hours before they cook it.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess it's not like a surefire way to murder someone, but it's a good way to put your family at risk for, like, vomiting.
And maybe we should
That
have.
no one wants. Don't do
Before
that
we,
to Grandma.
before we started, I put all the food out on the counter. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I think we'll be okay.
They say, I think there's like a 4-hour like max time limit goal, so as long as it's not sitting out for like multiple hours. The things
Yeah.
with turkeys, it's sometimes like, oh, let's put it in the garage overnight. Yeah.
Yikes.
Huh. I told you I'd be eating a lot of questionable food today. I mean, I wasn't lying.
You are eating a lot of vegetable food.
Frozen to eliminate weird smell.
Yeah, so this is something that you think you left it in, it was in the fridge, you think it got a little too bad, and so to fix that problem, you're gonna put it in the freezer to, in theory, like, kill all the bacteria with the coldness.
Oh, that's. Even I think I've got this one. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Freezers don't work that way.
That's good.
It'd be so cool if they did that, like, reverse bacteria, just like a reverse time capsule.
I would have saved
Okay.
a lot of cheeses for me.
I know, right?
Alright, cool. I guess we better get some help back.
Alright. Power
even.
shortage.
Power outage kept the door shut. Temp reached 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Is this just like anything? Oh. Seems like we lost Amelia again.
Oh no.
Uh,
Alright. Can you hear us, Amelia?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Okay, cool.
It goes in and out. Are you guys eating it, or are you not?
Are we talking about anything in the freezer?
If you're eating some, you're eating everything in that freezer. The frozen veggies, the frozen meat, the everything.
Kept
I
the
eat it.
door shut. Temperature still reached 30 degrees Fahrenheit. How long was this power outage for? It feels like several days.
Let's say about 2 hours.
You need a new freezer. That's what you need. Forget the food. You need
Wait,
a new freezer.
why? Oh, it
There's-
dropped that fast?
There's no way your freezer should reach 38 degrees Fahrenheit if you keep the door closed in 2 or 3 hours. But I'm
feel like
You're being too
railroading it.
technical about it.
I feel like my apartment fridge would have done that. Like, my milk spoiled a week early in that thing. Well, that was my fridge, but that was not a good deal. No.
I mean, if it gets to 38 degrees, I'm not eating the stuff in there because that's been thawed technically for a while.
What about you, Mary?
I'm gonna eat it.
Ooh.
This one's perfectly safe! Woo! So remember that bacteria danger zone it started at 40 degrees and went to like 140. So dropping it down to 38 is pretty much just like putting it in the fridge, which is how you safely thaw something. So you're pretty safe here.
Ayo.
If you're over for a really long period of time.
I just feel like for your food to reach 38, you've had no power on that freezer for days.
Or
Oh, I guess
maybe like
that's railroading the point.
or like a really tall 2-year-old that could, like, I know this had kept the door shut, but maybe not everyone in your family kept the door shut.
Oh, okay. That's my little brother.
Alright. I think this is the last one. I don't remember. I haven't been keeping count.
Fridge to freezer to fridge to freezer to fridge. Oof. No, I couldn't eat that. The texture on that would just be destroyed.
But could you physically eat it?
I mean, I could scarf it down, but I wouldn't like it. And I think my gut might disagree as well.
Hmm. Sorry, getting sleepy again. The Starbucks did not help. I mean, it helped a little bit, but like I'm still really tired. I'm gonna say yes, just for the heck and.
And then when you get back, you put them back in the fridge. Finally cook them and eat them. Thoughts, feelings, appetite.
I think we were talking while you were talking because of the lag.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh well, it's okay.
Do I need
I'm
to
not
start
gonna eat it. Mary
first?
said she would eat it.
Okay. Mary's right again. This one's fine. As long as it's not like, as long as it doesn't go bad in the fridge, you can go back and forth all you want.
Heck yeah.
I feel like you're doing yourself an extreme disservice by freezing something and then thawing it and then freezing and then thawing it.
Yeah, like it wouldn't come out at its prime. Let's just say that. But in terms of like food safety, it's fine. But texture, I bet the texture would be like absolute garbage.
Oh,
I can't even
absolutely.
imagine. Like, there's no way it's not absolute like baby mush.
Oh. Ugh. All right,
Yes,
so it looks like I'm
just
getting
imagine.
hungry and Mary's eating well.
Heck yeah. I'm honestly kind of shocked.
What ones were the most surprising to you?
The turkey one, honestly, considering I know plenty of people that actually do that, I feel like that's the whole. It's very precautionary. Let's put it that way. You're recommending an extremely precautious way, but it may not
That's
necessarily result in poisoning every time.
Well, yeah. I think these standards are like restaurant level of standards, which are pretty high, just because people are paying for them, and you have to be legally accountable. It's. What about you, Mary?
Yeah, I think that the turkey one was surprising. Also, yeah, the freezer burn on the chicken. For some reason, I thought that like freezer burn meat might be microbially problematic, but maybe not. So,
Yeah, you know, even though you're a vegetarian and will never have to
I know.
do
Yeah.
chicken. Alright. Do you want me to go ahead and share our freezer recipe or save it for later?
I mean, we can do it now. We can save it for later.
Yeah, why not now? Sure.
Right now, okay.
Okay. So we asked the ECM community for their favorite vegan freeze it and eat it later recipes. So these are things that you whip up, toss in the freezer, and then when you have a really busy day, you pull it out and cook it. And we got one submission, but it sounds really yummy. They're these vegan taquitos, and apparently they're like buffalo chickpea. And
Ooh.
if you're interested in the recipe, we have a Google Doc of it. Where should we put that so that's easy for people?
If you want to send me the link, I can throw it in the chat real quick.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll have to do that after we stop screen sharing. But just spend a time staring at this beautiful photo. Man, I want to cook them so bad, but I don't have a freezer to put them in. Okay.
Maybe I'll make
Oh,
them
man.
when you come into town again.
Yeah.
I can give you some because just looking at that picture, that sounds really, really good.
Doesn't it? Alright, so that's all from that.
All right, then. Well, I guess I'll move us back to our discussion here real quick while we
Wow.
adjust for food.
I feel like
What?
I think I just feel like I really won that game.
Oh, you did.
Just looking at
You
the
did.
bars.
Absolutely.
You got almost all of them right, didn't you?
I think Mary missed one, but
Yeah,
that was
I
it.
definitely missed at least one.
You're like rolling. You're so full.
There we go.
Thanks. I hope that makes people trust me more that I cook people food all the time.
Yes, yes. It probably is good that you know food safety things or have a good intuition for food safety.
Yeah, it's just intuition. I have not been formally trained at all.
I had to do a little bit of that stuff when I was a manager at the dining center.
Yeah.
But not a lot, because that was like the dish room, and they're just like, blast the crap out of it with really hot water and you're fine.
Yay!
Woo!
There we go.
Yeah, when I worked at I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, so there like was safety, like don't leave the milk on the counter, but like all in all, Dunkin' Donuts doesn't really have like food in the same sense, so.
All right, cool. Do we want to go get stuff from the kitchen? Or?
Yeah, we do. All right, I'm gonna take my headphones off so they don't disconnect. So,
Oh, it won't. It won't at that distance.
but I heard a doo-doo-doo last time I was in the kitchen.
Well, then I'm wrong. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get the food and we can go through them. Nice.
All right, Amelia, talk to me. Amelia? Ah, there we are. Okay. I can help. Jeez.
Planet Risky. No. I got this. Alright, folks. Ta-da! Ooh. So these are all of our meals starting on the 30th of April. All of our Ethiopian meals. So I think that we should go like time-wise.
All right,
And we
start
can
with the first.
show it under there, and then I'll put it on a plate, and we can microwave it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so this is the mesawat rice and collard greens dish, which is gonna look like that right now. I'm very curious about frozen rice.
Ooh,
That
that's.
seems
Ooh.
delicious. It seems delicious.
I feel like
As
that's
well as like collard greens, I feel like any of the greens. For next month, we'll have our kale salad, and that'll be like a bit weird, perhaps. So with that, I brought this, so we'll just kind of plop it on.
Well,
It looks like a flag, actually.
Does it still look like what you put it in as? Like, does it still look normal?
This is what it looks like.
yeah, I'd say it still looks pretty normal, honestly.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it looks a little frozen right now, but.
Well, yeah.
Meh. Could be worse. Meh.
Well, absolutely.
But it didn't get freezer burned at all or anything?
I don't think so. It looks pretty good.
We'll go for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
We'll see what happens. It's like melting off the side.
Joe did on the other side.
Dun, waiting for the microwave. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have my head. Did I put my headphones in? I don't know if Millie was talking, but I wasn't listening.
Nope, I haven't said anything.
Why is it getting so much silverware?
What?
Do we need that much silverware?
Well, 2 forks per plate, 5 plates.
Why would we not reuse our fork?
That's a really good point. Some days I don't think.
So, I don't think it was. Most days. Maybe okay, I'm gonna move this food over. So you can see the food when it comes out.
I feel like we have a pretty good like diversity of, and obviously it's all Ethiopian food, but like different textures that we'll try. Like we have the injera, and as well as the dishes like chechbasa is not made out of the injera, but the firfir is like torn up injera. So we have injera dishes. We got rice. We got cold food, which I don't know how we're gonna do the beet potato salad, but whatever.
Alright, do me a favor. Say that word again.
I think it's chechbasa.
I think that's the first time you've ever said it the same way twice.
I'm really trying my best, you know? Alright. Look,
You know what we should have done when you were doing those episodes? We should have put a whiteboard in the kitchen with the pronunciation on it, so they could just look at it every time. Like the bear beret stuff.
yeah. That would have been smart.
I'm sure
definitely
we'll
stuff.
go and do more food we don't know how to pronounce.
I mean, technically, we still haven't figured out how to say most of the food here.
Okay.
I don't think we. Well, fear.
That's fair. I mean, fur is fake.
But we did confirm that one was fear, right?
Say what?
We did confirm it was fear, right?
I think so.
As much as you can confirm anything.
I don't know. You know, who really knows in this wild, wild world?
I mean, we've got one that's Ingade Tibbs.
Yeah, I think that's Ingrid.
That's how I pronounce it, and everyone just kind of followed suit.
Yeah. Well, you said it with such, like, command of, like, it's Ingrid Tips. That's what we're doing this week. Okay.
I can't guarantee anything is right.
Yeah, this will be interesting because there's a beet and potato salad in here with it, which is like,
Oh,
That one sounds like it's gonna be one of the grossest ones. Like,
Oh, just
I
as soon as it
don't
freezes.
think of beets when I think of things that freeze well. Because it already came from a can. And then you're freezing it.
yeah.
And then microwaving it. Wait, are you gonna microwave that one or eat it cold?
I think I will probably microwave it a little bit just because it's like still frozen. Alright, let's see how it's doing now.
I have forgotten to check the stream to make sure that everything is actually working right. So I'm gonna do that real quick.
Is everything working?
I don't know.
I'm watching it to see you guys eat the food and the video's fine. I don't have the audio up though.
Oh,
Who knows?
I'm just kind of trying to chop up the lentils so that they're breaking down. The rice is still a little bit cold.
How's the rice?
Huh?
Okay.
Let's do it for.
You know, stream looks good, sounds good.
I'm
So
gonna say
that's a
30
plus.
seconds. Did anybody do anything fun this week?
I have been working every day, so
Yeah.
no.
Hey, I had my first shift back at Hilo. That's exciting.
Is their dining room open?
Yeah, it just opened on Saturday. So I had a shift on Sunday.
Yeah, I think one of your managers frequents the liquor store, so
Do they now?
well, nothing wrong with that.
No. I just want to know who you're talking about. Okay.
You don't seem washed out up there. Well, I mean, if anybody's watching right now and they want to ask questions about the food, how it tastes, if it's any good, go ahead, please.
Ooh, this is like right.
I mean, I'm trying to pay attention. I'm also staring into a bright light, but you know.
Yeah, it's quite bright. It's quite bright. Okay. Should we just dig in?
I'm trying to. Oh, we didn't keep a record of what you rated this the last time.
That would have been
Oh.
very put together too.
Yeah, that's not us, is
Compare
it yet?
them.
We should add that to the recipes. That
Yeah.
Google Docs. That'd be a really easy place to put that.
Yeah, that would be.
I can always go back and check
Yeah,
the
I guess we
VODs.
have video of it and stuff. I was just about to say, like, there's no way I remember it exactly what number I gave them all.
I don't think you've given anything less than a 6, and I don't think you've given anything more than an 8.5.
Taste wise?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think
Pretty moderate and stuff like that.
I think your lowest was last week. And I want to say this one was like a 7.
This one I remember being like completely delicious.
Oh, well, then it would have been your 8.
And so both of these are like very, very delicious dishes.
All
So
right.
I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm getting a scoop of the messer wat, which is the lentils with the rice. Chink.
Cheers. There's a surprising amount of texture still in
Really?
the leaves here.
These are the collard greens.
Yeah,
David tried the collard greens.
They're definitely. I'm kind of surprised for being frozen. They didn't just completely disintegrate.
Oh yeah.
Great flavor. I mean that reheats beautifully.
Mhm. I mean, the rice is definitely a little bit funky and like soft because it's rice.
Yeah.
But it's
Did
like
it dry
edible.
out at all?
Hmm?
Did it dry out at all?
Let's try like just a bite of it on its own.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
That's
It's actually
impressive.
quite soft and quite moist.
Huh. I feel like in the fridge my rice dries out a lot.
Yeah. In the fridge it does, but I wonder if just because it's the freezer it'll just like not dehydrate it at the same time. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it'll freeze. It'll lock in the moisture. I
Yeah.
assume that your fridge kind of circulates the air, so it's always kind of dehydrating things. Is it?
Mm.
Is your fridge just a massive dehumidifier and a cold engine? Is that how it works?
Maybe? I don't know.
Tell him how it is.
I'm not the engineer here. I'm just the guy who makes random assumptions and eats a lot of terrible things.
I just feel like that should be like your intro to like something like, "Hi, I'm David."
Oh goodness.
The only things you need to like a reality TV show intro. I feel like the only thing you need to know about me is that I make a lot of assumptions and I eat a lot of terrible things. Okay,
I feel like
David.
that could go on a t-shirt. David, this is what you're getting for your next ECM gift.
Oh goodness gracious. Oh,
So
goodness.
good. Oh, reached a cold middle part.
So when I first had those lentils, they were like, it was like a really mushy dish. So when I thought about things getting like mushier in the freezer, this was the first one to come to mind. I was like, oh my god, this is just gonna get like really, really mushy. What's your verdict on that?
I don't think it's really much mushier at all compared to what it was when it first came out of the kitchen. But I think honestly, what this dish is missing is just fresh rice. I think that chew from like fresh rice would bring the dish back to almost exactly where it was.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think that the only thing I would change is like making fresh rice when you're gonna make it. But like, I feel like the collard greens also still have texture, so you could use that to balance out the mushiness too.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in the fridge while we like continue hanging out, so we can have to wait. Or in the microwave.
Let's continue eating questionable things off the table.
Oh, and just I didn't really like show this one. This is the injera, and then I think that this is lentils and yams. So it was also kind of like a pretty mushy Ethiopian dish, but pretty good. The injera will be interesting to try.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All right. So what do we think? 1 out of 10. I'd say for reheating, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like 8.5, 9.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And a lot of the flavor is still there too, which is really nice. I'm gonna take another bite actually. Now we're gonna have all of this food to eat.
Oh yeah, I'm
guess-
sure Christian will
Yeah.
absolutely. come
You
out.
guys should grab a notebook and start writing these things down, like the ratings, so that we don't have to go back and look at all these.
Okay.
I mean, I'll watch the video back when I edit it, and I'll get everything taken up from there.
I'm feeling like I should get us some drinks of water. I'm gonna go do that.
Appreciate
You
it.
need palate cleansers.
What's up?
You need a palate cleanser between your meals, between the different things.
I mean, why not an energy drink?
What? Yeah, why not? There's been sorbets, but there's also energy drinks.
I mean, it's just killing my taste buds a little quicker. I feel like that cleanses.
Is there something in there that specifically kills your taste buds?
No, I'm just being overdramatic.
Okay. I hadn't heard of a chemical that does that yet, but I believe that if there was one, it'd be in that can.
Everyone rags on my dollar energy drinks. There's nothing that's gonna hurt you in here. Unless you like take it in massive amounts.
That's fair.
You know, like the taurine is like the worst thing in here, and you've got to take 15 of these things before you start damaging your heart.
In a row, like for
In
like
a short
15
period of time.
Okay, because I was like, if it's 15 cumulative, there's no way you haven't had 15 in your lifetime. No way.
I know for a fact that drinking 4 or 5 of those in a 25-minute period is not really like dangerous, unless you're very, very small. Then the caffeine might kill you.
5 in 25 minutes?
It was a bet, and I won.
Dear Lord, you actually did that to your body?
Wait.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Wow.
How
Hey,
many
college was
ounces? That's almost. You're almost on the verge of like drinking too much fluid for your body to handle. Are you not?
Not really. I mean, it's like drinking like 4 glasses of water in a row. That one sounds a little less appetizing.
This one?
Yeah. It's got more of a mush to it, in my opinion, already.
Yeah. I'm sure that the texture of the yams potatoes will have changed a little bit. I'm gonna keep eating this for now. I know we have a lot more food to eat, but like, try and stop.
Imagine if we could get our hands on some Ethiopian baby food, and then you could do like a blind taste testing. Is it frozen or was it the baby food? The world will never know.
That's a rough one. That's a rough premise to work on. Oh, I forgot how good this was. Actually, this is probably going to be even better than if it was scrambled eggs, because I feel like the tofu is going to hold its shape a hell of a lot better.
So, like, looking back on it, which one would you say was your favorite dish, do you think?
I mean, I love breakfast for dinner. Even though you can literally eat breakfast for dinner whenever you want. Just whenever you do it, it's always fun.
It makes it special.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. Ow!
What about you, Mary? What was your favorite recipes?
It's actually really hard because I really love like all of them.
No, made some pretty dope bread.
Yeah, that bread was really good. It's just so cold. I think that the first week is definitely a contender. Like, that dish made me go out and buy collard greens and then go home and make
Yay!
collard greens.
The collard greens is on my list as like the favorite side dish.
Yeah. Yeah, I also really liked the breakfast. I thought it had a really good warm sweetness to it.
What was the first week we used the bearberry sauce or the seasoning?
That was,
Whatever one was.
that one I'm pretty sure was the first week that Miss brought.
Really?
In there. I think so.
Maybe it was the later one, because I wasn't in love with that one. Like, it was good, but it wasn't, like, making my soul sing.
Do you think that it was this one or the week that we made the injera?
Maybe. It might have also been the week where you, like, refried the injera, because that was really good, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot about it because it was in the microwave. But I really liked the week where we made injera and stuff. That was a lot of fun, and I felt very successful that it wasn't a complete failure because I really thought it was going to be for a while there.
Have you incorporated any of these meals into, like, your daily, or not daily, but, like, normal food planning routine?
Of these meals?
Yeah.
I made the collard greens. The reality of my living situation right now is like I don't cook a lot because Lang Hong cooks like enough food for everyone like all the time. So, yeah, but I would like to, like if I could buy teff flour, I think I would totally make injera at home. So it's like really easy and frankly delicious.
Hey, you're welcome to come over here. And I mean, we have a ton of teff flour now.
That's true.
So we could probably make injera and just freeze
Hang
it.
out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I have made the collard greens multiple times, and I actually did kind of like a variation on the recipe like a week or so ago when we had a socially distanced neighbor dinner, and I didn't have enough collard greens, so I added some of the kale from our garden into it and some chickpeas that I cooked, and it was like really, really good. I got multiple compliments, so.
There you go. All right. Ready?
Okay, I think that this is warm enough.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I
take
eat
a
cold
bite.
pizza. I obviously don't have an issue with cold food.
You are a monster.
Oh, it gets worse. Trust me. I can elaborate if you want me to.
I feel attacked.
There's like one creature on my shoulder that's like, ooh, what could possibly be grosser than cold pizza that David eats? And there's like another creature on my shoulder that's like, every time you're curious, it ends badly for you. So I'll leave that one to you, David.
I'll ask you this. How long do you think you can leave a pizza in the box outside of the fridge and the food is still good?
How desperate are you? Like, is there other food around?
Oh, absolutely. There's other food. You're out of college. You have a job.
I do like a day, like sun up to sundown. After that, it's gone. So that's what, like 12 hours? 12 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a couple hours, but not like I probably wouldn't leave it like overnight.
Yeah.
Like if I had it earlier in the day, I would eat it later, but not like come back the next day because then it's got that like weird texture going on.
Oh,
The FDA says 4 hours, but I say 12.
Oh, 12 doesn't even register for me. I've gone like almost 48 hours of just leaving pizza out, and it tasted fine. It was a little dry. I'll say that much.
I'm
That's
proud that you're living your truth, David.
you must
Look, I
have
told you,
a
we eat a lot
really
of questionable things. There's no lie
you must
here.
have a really diverse gut.
Yeah.
I mean, the caffeine kills anything that isn't strong down there, so.
You might move those boxes. You put like the to-go containers in front of the
Oh.
camera.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I kept moving them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about this?
This one did not freeze super well. Like the last one, it didn't get a whole lot of mushy.
Yeah.
This one did. Those sweet potatoes have lost any semblance of what's the word I'm looking for? Texture.
Yeah.
Ew.
Strength. I was
Yeah.
thinking like glutinous. Like I don't know. Like they're just like, yeah. But I will say like the injera. I mean, I don't think you could like use injera in the same context of like ripping it and scooping with it, but like it tastes good to me. Yeah.
Is it too fragile to scoop with it now?
Not really. I think for this, for the injera, you'd probably have to actually cook it in the oven and try and take a, because it seems to have gained a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
And so it no longer has that chew to it. It kind of gives way a lot easier. So I think you might be able to bake it some and get that texture back, but it's definitely not all there.
So, what's your rating for the like freezing?
Honestly, if I knew this was the result, I wouldn't freeze it. I mean, if it was the only thing I had, I guess I'd need to, but 4, maybe. It tastes okay. The flavor, there's a lot of loss of flavor, but there is a ton of loss of texture, and that really hurts it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
What's your rating on it?
I would probably say like a 5 just to be different and because it's like it's edible. Like I feel like it's fine. You know, it's not like I don't find it to be like gross. Like I'm not like, oh, I have to keep eating this. Like it's fine. It's definitely mushy, but like not the end of the world. It's okay.
You know
It's
what?
certainly not the same quality.
Oh, absolutely. A little salt and maybe a tortilla, and you might be able to pass it off for a burrito.
Actually, that's a really good idea. Yeah. You could totally make this into like a burrito meat sort of thing. Yeah. So maybe that's what we should be thinking about like using them in different things.
Oh yeah. But yeah, on I guess on the scale of whether or not I would really want to do it, 4, not really,
Well,
but you can use it for something. Hey.
okay.
We'll have some more of this injera.
Oh, I should have put the other one next one in the fridge. Or keep it in the fridge.
If you want me to do something, please let me know.
Do
I don't know
some-
what I can do though.
Talk to the camera.
Talk to you guys. So how's everyone doing?
What's up, folks? Wow, this one is like, there's not a lot. Which I think is good, because like we're not finishing these dishes. We're gonna have a lot to eat later.
No. That one was super popular when we made it. So
Yeah.
kind of glad there's that
Is
much
that
there.
is that the one where you refried the injera bread?
It wasn't injera, technically. It was just like a regular pancake. Because I didn't ferment it. But,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, this is the breakfast edition. So I can put it under the spotlight. I don't know why I said that.
That one was really good because it had a nice level of greasiness to it where it was just greasy enough to get all the flavor, and you got like that little bit of, I don't know, I like thing oil in them, but it wasn't like oily.
Okay, so this is the chechbasa, which is the, like, I guess stir-fried pancake, basically, is what I would say. And scrambled tofu, and so instead of eggs. So, yeah, I remember really liking this dish, so. We'll see. Ew.
Maybe we can keep seeing what we got. I'm excited about this one because I can't imagine it's lost much texture. It would be super disappointing.
I think the tofu would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, tofu. Coming in
Tofu.
clutch.
Yeah, you can freeze it when you haven't cooked it. Like to store it, you just like pop it in the freezer frozen and then pull it out whenever.
Yeah, I think I kind of started preferring doing that. I think that tofu gets like much more airy, like the way it drains. It gets a lot fluffier when you freeze it first and then cook it. It's really good.
I didn't notice that about it.
I did. I don't know if it changes that I like drained it first. Like I'll put it in like a Tupperware, just the blocks. Put it in the freezer. Mwah. It's really good, and you can like marinate it, and then it'll be like nice.
I feel like no matter how you cook tofu, it just never has a firm enough texture for me.
I feel like
Have you?
It's a good way to do
I don't know.
I don't know. Were you around when Courtney was doing Real Food Lunch?
it. Yeah, a little bit, but then yeah.
She did tofu a couple times, and she did the whole freezing and then freezing it and cooking it. It brought some texture, but it just never brought really a whole lot of chew to it. Even when you like deep fried it and all that kind of stuff.
Huh.
I think
Maybe I'll have
my
to make tofu for you and try something.
I might
My
have some
favorite
bias too. That's very
tofu
possible.
recipe, you actually like crumble it and then put it in an oven, and you get like these little crunchy tidbits, and you soak that in like taco seasoning and salsa, and then you put it in a taco. But that one's got a good texture to it. You might like that one, David.
Is that how you make vegan bacon bits? Is that sounds good?
Hot.
I don't know. I've never made vegan bacon bits, but it was I used that for like vegan taco filling.
I'm gonna get a napkin because my hands are getting kind of gross with temperature testing all this food.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So how's the weather down there? Are you still on a tornado watch?
Here?
Yeah.
No, we don't have a tornado watch. We just have a high wind advisory, which was fun because today was the day that we were taking everything back from the lake. And so there are 2 boats that needed to be hauled, and then the 2 campers were the big ones because they're just a big sail for the wind.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
God, I don't think we've had more than 10 miles an hour worth of wind in the last week, and then now we're in a tornado
Really?
launch.
Oh, it's
Thankfully.
been bad here. It's been like we haven't been able to go kayaking just because the waves have been so crazy with the wind.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild. And there was one day we braved the boat, and it was like it was all over the place.
All right, cool. You ready?
Okay. I'm gonna try the tofu first.
All right. I'll go the opposite route. It's taking a second for the spice to get here, but that's good.
The tofu has like, I feel like a more like hard texture almost. Like it feels even more like.
It gained firmness.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Huh. It's weird because the rice did the opposite thing, didn't it? It got softer.
That's really. I'm not complaining. That's fantastic. I swear you could serve me the blandest stuff in the world, and as long as it had a fantastic texture to it, I would think it's the best thing in the world. But this has massive flavor too, so I think this is number one right now, Mary.
I feel like this. Oh, there comes the spice. But I feel like the change pizza has a little bit more of like freezer taste to me at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like food just like tastes like a freezer.
I do not know what you're talking about, but I mean, it does kind of feel like the flavor takes a second to get there.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't know. I think I can't voice. I think we know what I'm trying to say, but English is failing
There's
me
an
hard.
aftertaste. Is what you mean?
No aftertaste. I just feel like it takes a second for the actual flavor of the chipsa to get there.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's not like a chemical taste, but it's like not a good taste to me. But I like the once it gets to the spicy.
So is it basically like the almost bitterness, sourness of the injera is actually coming through over the other spices? Because does it taste a little bit...
this isn't real injera. We never fermented it. So this is just like a teff flatbread, basically.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have like a sourdough taste to it. It just kind of has like a, I have no idea how to explain it. It's not like bitter. It's just like off.
Okay, I get you.
But, so for me,
It's like how water bottles kind of get like a taste to them after a while if you don't wash them out enough. And they just taste like kind of funky.
yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't
kinda
get
like
that, but...
It's like metallic, maybe?
Hold on, let me try that again.
I don't have metal water bottles, but my experience it just tastes like there's something in there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I don't get anything out of this. It just tastes like bread.
Well, I'm a super taster, so.
And I'm the guy who eats 2-day-old pizza. So
The
you
pizza
decide.
after 2 days sitting out in your room didn't have any funky taste to it, and I feel like I don't know if I trust that.
You get the thin crust, so you don't have a whole ton of sauce on there. So it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't get real soggy. Nothing grows on it. It's fine. So Mary, this is what? Another 5 for you, or 4?
I would actually put this at like a 3.
And for me, this is like an 8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back up to the top. I would gladly eat this for breakfast 3 or 4 days a week.
I guess we'll just have like warm beet salad. Or we can put it on a separate plate and cool it for like,
Yeah.
here, I'll do it for like 1 minute and then I'll take off the beets and everything.
Yeah, so I'll go grab us a small plate to move it.
So for me at least, I still feel like the best one that's held up is the first one. But that's just me, you know? That's just me.
First one is still really good. I don't think I'd want to eat that for breakfast, though. That's fine. I don't
The
know.
first one, that's your like rating is like, would I eat this for breakfast?
I'll take
Why?
frozen stuff from like the freezer and I'll just chuck it in the microwave for 3 minutes and then eat it on when I'm running out the door.
Fair enough.
Actually, come to think of it, that's what I used to freeze tamales, and that's what I used them for, was for breakfast when I was running late to class. Yeah. I guess freezer food is breakfast food.
It's just easy, so you don't have.
Yeah.
You just don't have to prep
Yeah.
it.
still kind of cold, which I think is preferable. Yeah, for it. You're dying for it. You guys hear that video?
I don't know.
I kind of forgot about it, and then I was reminded about it, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
What is this from?
It's from, like, basically, you know the, like, reality show Big Brother?
I mean, I know
Yeah.
of it. I
Yeah.
refuse to watch it, but
It's like that. It's like that concept of the show, but India's version of it.
Oh,
And
God.
it's this video of just this girl just losing it. Like she there's like a little trash bin, and she's like sweeping, and then she just like kicks it over, and then they're like, Pooja, what is this behavior? And she's just like, I don't know. You guys just have everyone just Google or YouTube, Pooja, what is this behavior? But she like points the broom directly at the other girls, and she's like, you're asking for it? You're dying for it. Get off my back.
oh my God.
It's the funniest thing. It's so good.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Her accent changes like 12 times in the video. she just like,
Oh, goodness gracious.
it's so good. Highly recommend.
Do you
Like
watch
what?
that show? Or did you just see that clip?
I've just seen that clip because it's like a meme, but I did after watching that video, so I've gotten recommended like other clips from that show, but I haven't checked them out yet, so.
I forgot this was mushrooms. So
Oh.
I'm going to refrain from eating this one.
Okay,
I'll
you
have the
can-
beets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat 2-day-old pizza that's been sitting, just drying out, but I refuse to eat a cooked mushroom. So that tells you my priorities.
Not even after it's been put in a freezer for a week and then put in a microwave? That doesn't magically.
I despise the texture of a cooked mushroom. It's slimy and mushy and problematic, and this has only made it worse, and I can guarantee you that.
I feel that way about the taste of olives, where it's like, don't come near me.
What?
Well,
What? No.
mm,
See, at my family Thanksgiving, like me and one of my little cousins, we love black olives. So my grandpa would just like bring a can of black olives for us. And like between the two of us, it's gone.
no. It's like that and peanut butter chocolate. I can't do peanut butter chocolate. But, okay, this is held up fairly well. I mean, it's mushy because it's mushrooms,
Yeah.
but it's not significantly different from pre-frozen days. It's honestly pretty good.
I will tell you that the beet salad has suffered significantly.
Yeah, I bet.
Both the beets and the potato almost just disappears, which I guess might be nice.
It's like,
If you don't have teeth, this is the meal for you. And I mean that
Could
nicely.
you patch it and do like a beet?
this is
You
Bean
just get
flavor.
red mashed potatoes.
yeah. The potato, it's one. I feel like it's lost a lot of flavor.
You're right on that end.
So then it's just like potato mush with a small hint of beet flavor.
It's kind of like if you boiled a potato, didn't add any salt, any kind of butter, any
Yeah.
kind of milk, and you just mashed it and ate it straight, and maybe added a bit of beet flavor.
Yeah, would highly recommend for folks who have dental issues. But like, this is the first one that I'm like, that's gross.
Yeah, this is absolutely not good. This one did not freeze well at all. Okay.
Get off my back.
Oh, if that falls, I gotta clean that.
I'll clean it.
No.
Okay, we can. You sure you don't want to try the mushrooms? Not even a little.
Nope, not even a little.
Not even a little
Look, I already tried avocado like last year, and that was a terrible decision. So I'm not about to do this on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Look, I know what I don't like. That's all I can say.
Hey, that's fair. It's good to know yourself.
See, I know I'll eat the stupidest things, but mushroom.
Okay, so these are frozen together. We have 2 dishes here that
What's
are.
it too?
Yeah, there's chickpeas and the fear, and they're just kind of yin and yang right now. So we're gonna do this for 2 minutes.
I'm gonna go place these in the sink and get them started cleaning. Wait, are we just gonna load this back in, or are we gonna try and finish eating this tonight?
I feel like we should try to, since we've heated it up, I feel like we should try to finish it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can do it. We
Oh, yeah.
can do it.
I'm sure Christian will take a whole plate herself.
Ooh, these are actually, I would just eat it like this. Like, this is pretty good.
Yeah?
Maybe if you wanted to get, while you're in there, get like a little bit of butter and another plate, and we could have it. I've realized that with this, the himbasha, it's just really good with just like a little bit of butter or something.
It
drizzled on
reminds
top.
me a lot of cornbread.
Hmm?
It reminds me a lot of cornbread.
I
And
would
so
agree.
kind of good with that is good with cornbread. Or the other way around.
Yeah, maybe I should try syrup on it because I kind of love syrup in cornbread.
I like honey, not necessarily like syrup.
Yeah. Well, I always grew up, we would put, that was what we just always did with syrup on our cornbread. I don't know why, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep this one piece.
Went to IHOP like a month ago, and I've been meaning to use this in my baking, but I keep forgetting about it.
Okay, I guess we'll try the syrup.
What? You said syrup?
Yeah, that's it. That's all good. 15, 14. If only Amelia was here, we could like, I feel like we would have another mouth to like eat all this food.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
curious what it tastes like. I really am.
I think you'd be chowing down right now.
Yeah. Probably.
You like all this adventurous stuff.
I would identify myself as someone with a pretty large appetite, but it's kind of diminished recently, just being out in the sun all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally feel that.
Are you eating that one? Or?
I thought we were gonna split it.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
want to pull one to yourself?
No. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to presume.
Yeah, Amelia's a 7, don't you know?
I don't know what anything of these mean. You guys keep talking about enneagrams, and I have zero idea what anything beyond 2 means.
Amelia and Patty are the same one, actually. They're like the
Yeah.
adventure seekers.
That's fair.
We have different wings. Patty's
Yeah.
an 8 wing, I'm a 6 wing.
Yeah.
Does it count if I just like to jump off of buildings for the fun of it? That's what I did once.
That's something, David.
Nah, you're still a 2. You can't leave us. You can't try to get out of this club.
Rats.
Once you're a 2, you're stuck.
Oh. I mean, I can say it's easy to remember.
Yeah. Once the numbers start getting up there, it's like, you know?
No, I don't, but okay. More water? Good.
I'm good. well.
Amelia, I really hope that you're eating something along with us.
Not right now, but I will afterwards. I
Well,
don't
we
know
can really
what.
torture her. You know what we can do?
Hmm?
We can go get that tart. And
No.
that
Oh, that'd be cruel.
whipped cream.
Cruel
I
to
don't have
you.
that. I
punishment.
don't have that.
I'm really
That
sorry you missed out on this
that
one.
cake was really good though.
With the ceramic thing, it makes the crust even better.
Really? That. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on this one for like
You're
10
gonna have to
minutes.
find your way up here.
I will eventually. It'll happen. I'll be around.
So, are there any questions? I feel like we can start doing like questions, thinking about stuff like that. Since we're finishing up the food part, kind of.
I mean, if anybody has any questions about like the recipes or like how Mary made these or really anything about it, I mean, now's a good time to ask. We're also just, begging here for interaction because I'm not a very interesting person, as you guys know. The only thing interesting about me is that I'm an idiot.
That's so terrible. Please do not say that. I do not like that at all.
Keep having to look around the camera. The chat is directly behind the light. There's just a white
I
speck
know.
in my vision
It's
right
terrible.
now.
The whole TV screen that like has this on there, it's just like, what?
Actually, hold on. Have I been an idiot this whole time?
Ooh la la. Perfectly melted butter. Oh, it smells so good.
Hold on. That doesn't do.
Okay. So this is, I'll show it to the camera. This is the, chickpea stew with the fear, which is again, like a torn up, stir-fried kind of, stir-fried isn't really the right word, but like, injera. And this one actually is injera. The other one was just like a teff pancake basically that was mostly flour with a little bit of teff in it, but this is like properly fermented injera, and then chickpeas, and I think this has potatoes in it, right? It looks like potatoes. It's all a blur.
Now, I'm not certain if anybody was typing in the chat, and nothing was coming up for a very long time, so I wonder if I did something that kind of screwed with it. So if anybody did type anything, I guess please type it again, and I'll try not to ignore you this time.
I can see the chat on my end, and I don't see anything on it, so
Okay.
it'd be good to roll.
I did like the pop-out view, and I don't know if it directs the chat to somewhere else. And yeah.
Yeah, Twitch, if you're listening, one thing, like, whenever you leave and come back, the chat just completely disappears, and that's not cool, man. Not cool. Kind of a
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah. Completely. Okay. I'll go in for the chickpeas.
Honestly, I should have went for the chickpeas first. Those were good.
Mm.
I think I missed out eating on the the chickpeas. Did it have a lot of texture to begin with? Or was it almost a little bit mushy to start?
I think the chickpeas had quite a lot of texture.
Because that fear does not seem to have a whole lot of texture.
Oh, really? Okay. I feel like the chickpeas have completely lost their flavor. I'm starting to think maybe the potatoes just like absorb all the flavor and get rid of it. Yeah, this is definitely more mushy. Yeah. I mean, the fear like had a bit of texture. It was still bread, right? Like it still had a little bit of mush to it, but then now it's like, hello, I am soggy bread.
Try and get a bite of the chickpea without a whole lot of potato, because if I'm being honest, that is delicious. And the chickpeas hold a ton of texture still.
Yeah,
But
I
that
did
was a
notice
real-
that the chickpeas do still have texture.
That seems like a pretty consistent theme. Like, don't freeze potatoes or sweet potatoes. It doesn't work well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a little softer. There's not as much chew to it, but
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered, I'd say that's pretty dang good still.
Yeah. I think that maybe like if you didn't have the potatoes in and you froze it, maybe the taste would hold up more. Cause yeah, I'm just like not getting a lot of flavor off of that one, which sucks. I remember it being quite tasty. All in all, my vote as far as like which one held up the best is still the first one. Like, wow.
And
I'm in a tie between the first and the third.
it's interesting that you say the first one, because that's the one that's been in there the longest. So it wouldn't have anything to do with like being in the freezer for longer, things like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just like what the meal was, really. Like the collard greens held up in the freezer really well. They both still had really good flavor. The messerwat was always going to be kind of mushy, but like it didn't get more mushy, which I think is really good. So yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I'll kind of take back my word on there. It's not a tie between 1 and 3. 3 is definitely the best for me, because I think it's the most ready to eat right now. 1, you got to make more rice,
Yeah.
and I think 1 is great, but just taking it straight out of the oven or straight out of the freezer, cooking it, that chachipsa is phenomenal.
Yeah. But that's your opinion. Okay, I was gonna cut this in half so we can
Okay.
have our own slices.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So then it's not like, yeah. I feel like if we both had one of the big slices, it would be a lot of bread. So I really liked this bread. It was like very cardamom-y. Very like subtle sweet. Like it wasn't a sweet from the sugar. It was just a sweet from like the flavors, I feel like. Which I really appreciate.
Oh, that does smell good still.
Oh yeah, I got it. Ha! Ha!
I think that's held up quite well.
It's definitely quite chewy. I feel like it's quite dense.
Yeah. If you had a bit of that pineapple upside down cake I made earlier, this wouldn't be dense at all. That cake I made
Yeah,
is
that
a
was-
friggin' block.
I liked it that way, but it was pretty dense.
It got worse. Like as it
Really?
cooled, it's turned into a very solid block of cake.
Oh,
think
I
you
guess
need to
it's
add
good
more
that
baking
it
soda.
was really warm then. Because when I had it, it was dense, but it was like really gooey too. So it's just kind of like almost like a cookie dough texture.
Yeah,
for the
I'm not
bottom.
sure if that's just gluten-free or gluten-free flour in general, or the brand of gluten-free flour I had to pick up because I could not find the stuff I usually use anywhere in Manhattan. So,
You might ask,
Sorry.
have you asked Christian? I feel like she's kind of the expert on gluten-free flours because she's had them all.
I don't know if she knows which specific brands are like the best for what. I'm sure she has the brand she gets, and that's about it.
Yeah, but she's probably tried some. I don't know. It'd be good to ask.
Yeah, I'll ask. I definitely know that this is dense. My pie crust was dry. I'm gonna have to go back to the old stuff. I don't think I can use this new stuff.
Mm.
Either that or I need to use a lot more almond milk.
This is a great food to end on, the dessert.
Absolutely.
I really love the sesame seeds in this too. This makes it so much fun. It's basically a health food. Oh yeah. I got some of that.
No.
No. And now it just tastes like syrup. All the nice cardamom flavor goes away.
It's like a really tough pancake now, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. But good to try it. Well, we made it through a lot of food. Glad I didn't well, maybe I shouldn't have eaten the apple pie earlier. That might have helped with the amount of food that I've been eating. But
I needed to eat something. That was the first food I ate all day. So.
yeah, no, you should have eaten something. And then you should eat the rest of this too.
I'm gonna work on it.
I feel like I'm chewing, so I'm gonna stop chewing and then.
Oh, let's see. I guess I'll pose it again. Does anybody in chat have any questions? Anything you'd like to ask us? I do mean anything.
In the meantime, do you guys want to talk about what we're doing next episode?
Oh, absolutely.
We actually have the next 2 planned out if we want to be extra revelatory.
Do we really? I think we have an idea for the one after this, or for after next week, but I don't think we have much of a plan yet.
That's fair. We can just do one.
So, the next week we're doing a garden stream. So we're gonna have a game, and then we are gonna basically tour a bunch of different local residences where they have their own garden and are producing at least a sizable portion of food, I would say, or maybe depending on the submissions that we get, it might be I grow on a really small area, or I only have some pots, so different things like that. So we're gonna kind of tour a bunch of different people's gardens and get some tips and tricks and things that they've learned through their gardens. It's gonna be so exciting. I'm so excited to see everybody else's and what they have to say. So yeah, and if you're watching this and you have a garden that you want to show off, we have not slotted the folks yet, so feel free to hit us up and you can also do it. We'd love to have you. Yeah, so it'll probably be showing off pre-recorded videos, and then we'll do discussion on them. So yeah, and then yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, you're likely not going to be able to just send us an email with a video in it, so that's probably way too large to send in an email. So I've put our Gmail for the stream in the chat. So send us a link to download your video using something like Mega Upload, or honestly, I don't know what else. YouTube even. If you upload to YouTube.
Does Google Drive work? That's what I tend to use around the office. for our promotional videos.
I don't think people can upload to our Google Drive unless we give them access to our Google Drive.
But they can share with us their Google Drive, right?
I don't know. I think you know a little bit more about that than I do, Amelia.
Well, we can get, when people want to submit, we can like get in discussion and
Well, absolutely.
talk to them and work something out that will work for both.
Also, for the YouTube video,
Excuse me.
if you want to send us that link, send it to ecm@kstate@gmail.com. All lowercase, no hyphen. It'll be in the link, or it'll be in the description below the video. So just go ahead and send us there.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. This was a lot of fun. I'm very full. I'm looking at the food and I don't know how much more I want to eat. But I feel like we need to get through it.
You don't get any more of this, Tyler. That's fine.
Okay, that's okay. I'll probably eat more than my half. I think that we might have to feed the potatoes to the worms. 'Cause I ain't messing with that. I ain't about that.
I put some fruit in there, so I think they could use some potatoes.
Yeah, it's good to have a healthy, balanced diet. Yeah. But all in all, like, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for cooking all this.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any final words, Amelia, before we log off?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. It's been fun. I think that next week will be a lot of fun, so be sure to tune in for that. And yeah, catch us on Thursday with our second week of Mediterranean food.
What are we cooking on Thursday?
I don't remember. No, wait.
Hold on. We can figure
I
this
know
out.
it in my brain, and I was really
Is
hoping
it
would
is it the stuffed grape leaves week? Is that next week?
It is stuffed grape leaves week. Yes, which means that I think we're doing like a Mediterranean bowl on the side. So that should be really fun.
Yep, perfect.
Great. Okay, we did remember.
I mean,
I was a
didn't,
little
but-
bit like, yeah. So that should be delicious, and yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's all.
Can't wait. All right,
Well-
well, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have a great night. See ya.
Guys, next week.
Bye.